the 20s.
Yeah, sunny out there. That's pretty. Don't let it fool you. Meteorologist Miles Henderson. Getting your good morning started with some words of advice on what to wear today. And I think the sunglasses will be key.
I think this is what we need to invent. Okay. Sunglasses, but with like ear flaps that come down.
Oh, that could happen, Miles.
Sunny day, keep your ears warm. 20s and 30s this morning, 30 degrees, Virginia Beach.
It feel like 2 degrees out there.
Right now in Newport News, 27 for Hampton, 28 there for Chesapeake.
I mean, there was ice all over the windows when I was sleeping.
As we wind out the view,
Shalice school.
In the upper teens there, Gloucester and Emporia, at least we're back in the 20s now. Small improvement, but we'll take it.
12:45.
Yorktown, Cosin, actually above the freezing point on the Outer Banks, and now Eventon warming up above the freezing point at 35.
He'll be here about.
Clean this morning, obviously lots of sunshine.
He'll be here about 12:45.
Rain today. We'll keep those mostly sunny skies from this morning through midday, the afternoon, even to this evening. Looking at clear skies, and for tomorrow, some sunshine and mix. So a nice sunny finish to the week. Our temperatures 20s this morning, mid to upper 40s by midday. Low 50s this afternoon. That's about normal for this time of year. Sunny skies and light winds, mainly from the north, 5 to 10. We'll talk about our rain chances on the way for the weekend. Coming up.
Time now 8:32. Later
Good morning,
today,
Deke.
a man who was charged with murdering his fiancée.
I pray that you have a blessed day today.
Maris Babcock live from the Virginia
You have an
Beach
easy
Courthouse.
work day.
What we're expecting today, Maris?
Everything goes according to plan.
31-year-old Cornelius Beggs was caught by law enforcement officers in Utah, apparently on the run after allegedly murdering his fiancée over the summer. Today, he's expected in court where a judge may decide to certify his charges up the courtroom ladder to a grand jury.
Just trying to wait for a few more to come
Police
on.
never released a motive as to why a Virginia Beach man
This time
allegedly
a lot of
murdered
people
his
are at
fiancée
work.
only months
But I
after
just wanted to say
proposing
this.
her.
They'll
But
see
that
it
didn't stop them from charging 31-year-old
maybe on their break
Cornelius Beggs with
or when
murder.
they get off.
The victim, Lisa Story,
I
was
just wanted to say,
44
first of all,
years old
good
and worked as a
morning.
physician assistant for the Sentara
Good
Network.
God morning.
She was the mother to a 6-month-old
Thanks,
baby
Dee.
girl. Neighbors say Beggs was the father.
Good God morning to you. I just wanted to say,
News 3 interviewed some
God
neighbors
is
while
just
Beggs was
so
still
amazing.
allegedly on the run. They didn't want to be identified at
Wow.
the time for fear of their own safety. But they say they were shocked to learn what had happened right next door.
wow, this is something I'm seeing as I'm looking at this live. But nevertheless, God is just so amazing. And what I wanted to say was on last night or early in the morning, I was suspended between consciousness and unconsciousness. Right in that in between, I know some of you can relate to that. You've been in the in between your conscious and your unconscious, and I was right in between that, and God began to allow me to see persons falling into ditches, and I'm looking, and they're just falling into ditches. But how they were falling into ditches, they were being tripped. I guess that's the word I want to use. They were being tripped and falling into ditches. And I'm like, what in the world? I mean, I was seeing people being tripped and falling into ditches. And the word of the Lord came to me about that that scene once I became conscious all the way. And I began to ask God, well, what was that? I jumped up, I wrote it down. And he began to say that the people of God are falling or have fallen into ditches. I said, okay. And he said, a ditch is a place where waste goes through. And a lot of saints have been tripped and they have fallen into a ditch. How do you be tripped? You can be tripped by something, an obstacle being in your way. All obstacles we don't see if you're not looking. There's some obstacles that's in your way that you can see, and you know that it is an obstacle. But then there's some obstacles that's in your life that you cannot see, and you find yourself tripping over those obstacles that you cannot see. And so people were tripping. Good morning, Apostle D. Berry. And tripping and falling into the ditch. That's one way that they trip, by falling over the obstacle that they did not see. The other way that the people were falling into the ditch, they were tripping over their own feet. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I have been one of those ones that have tripped over my own feet. Now, I'm talking about in the natural now. Sometimes when you're going too fast, you can miss a step and trip over your own feet. And so God was showing me that that's what was happening in the realms of the spirit, that the saints were falling. Some have fallen into ditches by way of being tripped. And I said, okay, God. And he is telling me to convey this word, to let the saints know. Good morning, Jack. Love you. Sorry about that. I had a call coming in. But he wanted me to let you know, people, the saints of God are tripping. Some have tripped and they fallen into a ditch, and they're still laying in the ditch. In the ditch, there's waste, there's dirt, there's mud, and they're laying there in the ditch, and they're looking around. They're saying, oh my God, what am I gonna do? How am I going to get up out of this ditch? They're looking around. They're covered in mess. They're covered in mess, and they're just laying there wondering, how am I gonna get out? I need somebody to come, and I need somebody to get me out of this ditch. Then the word of the Lord came to me. He said, tell them to stand up. The reason the ditch look as deep as it is because you're laying down. Stand up. The ditch is not deep at all. It's not deep at all. Stand up. And once you stand up in the ditch, you'll see that it is not as deep as you thought it was. It was because you was looking at it from a low position. But God is saying today, stand up right in the ditch. Stand up. And not only stand up, but climb out the ditch. You don't need nobody to come and get you out of the ditch. It's not that deep. A ditch. Look it up. Ditches are not deep. They're not deep. Some of us would think that we're in some things that are really, really deep and that we can't get out of. God said, no, you're not. You're in a ditch. You're in a ditch. Stand up and climb out of the ditch. That's the word he wanted me to convey. That word hit me first, because yesterday I was in a ditch. I don't mind being transparent. I don't mind saying that I had a day that I had fallen into the ditch. I had tripped my own self and fell into the ditch. God said, what are you doing? Stand up and climb out of the ditch. And so that's what I did. I stood up. I'm like, oh my God, this is not deep at all. Stand up. And I climbed out of the ditch. I didn't wait for nobody to come and get me. I didn't wait for nobody to throw me a rope. I used my hands and my feet, and I climbed out of that ditch. Climb out of the ditch. Climb out of the ditch. Climb out of the ditch. It's all right. Climb out of the ditch and go and clean yourself up. It's all right. You still have the victory. That was just something that the Lord wanted me to convey to his people. Some of you are in ditches, but come out of the ditch. He's giving you the ability to come out of the ditch. I'm speaking to your hands and to your feet right now. That strength hit your hands and your feet right now to help you climb out of the ditch. I'm speaking to your spirit to arise now, to get up, to stand up right in the middle of the ditch and look around and see this thing is not deep at all. I'm crying and I'm upset and I'm worried for nothing. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. This blessed me. I hope it blesses you. Get up out of the ditch. It ain't over. It ain't over. It's not over. But the same way you got into the ditch the first time, this time be watchful. The Bible declares watch as well as pray. Because you tripped over an obstacle that you didn't see. There was something on the road that you were walking on that you didn't see. Watch. Be aware. And don't trip over your own feet. Don't go too fast. go with God. If you follow behind God, you will go at the right pace. It's when we try to go around God, because we feel like God going too slow, and we try to go around him and get in front of him. That's when we trip. That's when you're going too fast. But if you follow, the Bible declares that if we follow behind, those that follow behind the Spirit are the sons of God. Follow. If you follow behind him, you won't trip, because he's going before you. He's making the way and the path smooth for you. He's removing all obstacles out of your way. He's removing them out of your way. He's making sure that when you walk, that you don't get tripped up. Don't try to go ahead of him. Don't try to go around him, but follow behind the Lord. This is Apostle Serena Harris. I love y'all. You see, I got my little hat on. Listen, be happy every day. Make every day count. Make every day count. Life is like a vapor. It's like I blinked and I'm 47. I'm like, I was just 18. What happened? How did I reach 47 this quick? Life is, listen, it's steadily moving. It's steadily passing you by. Make every day count. Live your life with no regrets. Live it with no regrets. No regrets. You go out there and you live life the way that God said he came, that Jesus said he came that you may have life and life more abundant. You go out there and you have that abundant life. Don't worry about what nobody else think, what nobody else's opinion of your life is, because they can't live your life in theirs too. You tell them, let them do them, and you'll do you. Make every day count. Get our start by getting out of the ditch first. Standing up in the ditch. Standing up and you're looking. Wow, I was really panicking for nothing, because it's not that deep. Sometimes we panic and it's not that deep. God, we love you. God, we praise you. I love you all. Have a blessed day. Purpose in your spirit that you are going to have a blessed day. No matter what may come, you are purposing that you are going to have a blessed day. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.